Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Bold and beautiful today. Eric's new move is a slap in Ridge's face. This is a big deal for the Forrester family. Eric Forrester is now the designer at Logan, working on the bold and the beautiful. We all saw this coming. I have been talking about it for over 6 weeks now, saying that Eric Forrester would be the designer at the new fashion house. Now it is official. Katie is really happy to have Eric Forrester as her lead designer at Logan. She thinks this is a move. Eric Forrester joining Logan is a power play that will change things for the Forrester family. Eric has been really supportive of Katie since he found out she was starting Logan. He does not have any issue with the fact that she got the trademark. Eric believes that Ridge and Brooke are just mad because they did not keep up with the trademark. Everybody wants to make it clear that they never used the name Logan for any clothes at Forrester Creations. They just want to be clear about that. Eric thinks Logan is an idea. He is happy for Katie. Eric was going to help Katie get started with her fashion house because he has a lot of experience. He even designed a t-shirt for her. Now Eric wants to do more than just help Katie. Eric wants to be in charge of designing her clothes. Is Eric being disloyal to Ridge on the bold and the beautiful by doing this? Eric told Katie that he will have some drawings for her to look at soon. Eric is really going to be the designer for Katie's fashion line. Eric said he will put his designs on her desk soon. We know that Eric has a line of clothes already designed and sitting in his sketchbook. Eric said that Ridge will get over it when Katie talked about his son being upset. Eric said, "Yes, Ridge will be upset at first, but he will get past it." Eric also said that this is not a betrayal of Ridge. He said that he is an agent because Ridge threw him out of Forrester. Eric thinks that this is a deal for both him and Ridge, so he called it mutually beneficial. Eric really believes that Ridge will get over it and that he is doing the thing by working on his own line of clothes, the same line of clothes that Eric has designed and wants to make. This is really crazy. He said Brooke and Ridge will not say anything about this. Katie knows that is not true. I think Eric does not care about what they think. He wants to design clothes and he is very happy to be working again. Eric wants to be a lead designer. He is excited to be back at work. At the end of the day, Eric does what he wants and it is his life. Eric is doing what makes Eric happy. The Logan and Forrester families are having some problems on Bold and the Beautiful. Katie wants to use her public relations skills to show everyone that the Logan and Forrester families are still getting along. The truth is, things are not good between the Logan and Forrester families. They are actually getting worse every day. Eric thinks it will be fun to help Katie with the Logan family business. He wants to help Katie get the Logan family business started again. However, Eric is not planning to be involved with the Logan family business for a time. The Logan and Forrester families are going to have more problems. This is term. He is going to do the collection and we will see how it goes. Let us be real, even if Katie had Eric as her lead designer for just one day, Ridge and Brooke's heads would explode. So the fashion collection is term, the fashion collection is long term, it does not matter. I am here for the drama of the fashion collection. I think Ridge is to blame for what's happening to him, but at the same time Eric working for Katie is a big insult to Ridge. So let us talk about why Eric's really doing this. First of all, I believe the reason Eric is doing this is because of Ridge and what Ridge did to him when he forced him to retire. Ridge is the reason Eric is doing this. I mean, think about it, Eric is now working for Katie, and that is much a slap in the face to Ridge. Ridge did something to Eric. Now Eric is getting back at Ridge by working for Katie. Ridge Forrester is being really disrespectful. That thing with the Santa suit on the Bold and the Beautiful is a good example. Eric Forrester has been pretty nice about the thing, but Ridge Forrester was totally out of line when he made decisions for Eric Forrester. I mean, that party Ridge Forrester threw for Eric Forrester was an idea. Ridge Forrester said he wanted to surprise Eric Forrester with his retirement. It was just embarrassing. Ridge Forrester says he wants what is best for his dad, Eric Forrester. I do not think that is true. Ridge Forrester's actions are not very nice. That is what matters, not what Ridge Forrester says. He is doing things that are insulting to Eric. Then he says nice things to him. The way Ridge treats Eric is still really disrespectful. This was even happening at Christmas time. Ridge would not look at the Santa suit that Eric designed. He was being very dismissive to his father, Eric. It did not matter what Eric made, Ridge was not going to look at it. So even though Eric has been calm about the thing Ridge did with his retirement party, I think that deep down Eric is still bothered by it. Eric is still bothered by the things Ridge does, like the way he acted at the retirement party. Seems like it is still on his mind. This is my way of saying that just because you do not think I am important, it does not mean that other people do not think I am important. A history of deception and usurping authority at Forrester Creations on Bold. Another thing is that Eric might be ready to compete with Ridge because of the things Ridge said to him in the past. With Ridge and Eric there are problems that still bother them, like with Katie, who still thinks about the things that Brooke and Bill Spencer did that she does not like. Ridge was seeing Brooke at one point when she was actually with Eric. He also got caught kissing Quinn Fuller while she was still married to Eric on the show Bold and the Beautiful. Ridge did some bad things, like when Eric had a stroke Ridge said he had power of attorney, but that was not true. He lied to everyone. Ridge kicked Quinn out of Forrester Creations. Would not let her come back. The thing is, Ridge knew that Quinn really had the power of attorney. He still lied about it. This all came back to haunt Ridge because Eric fired him from his job over what he did. Ridge and his actions with Brooke and Quinn Fuller and the power of attorney issue with Eric really caused a lot of trouble for him on the show. Eric picked Quinn to be the CEO while he got better because that is what Eric wanted and it is his company. Ridge tried to take control from Eric. The thing is, Ridge always thinks he is right and Eric is wrong, and Ridge has lied a lot. So maybe Eric is tired of it. Eric sticks up for Katie when people say things about her on Bold and the Beautiful. Another thing that bothers Eric is that Brooke and Ridge do not like Katie starting her design house. They say mean things about her. They do not think Katie can do it. Eric believes in Katie and her design house. Ridge and Brooke are always saying things about Katie and Eric does not like that. Eric thinks Ridge and Brooke should leave Katie alone and let her do her thing with her design house. Eric has always liked Logan a lot. He really cares about Katie. Some people are saying that Logan is just like Forrester over again because Eric is working with them now. That is not fair. Ridge took away Eric's job at Forrester, which was something Eric loved to do. It was a part of Eric's life besides playing pickleball with Donna Logan. So Eric went to work at Logan because they want him and Katie appreciates him. Eric is happy at Logan. Another reason Eric wants to help Katie kickstart Logan is that it reminds him of when he started Forrester Creations with Stephanie Forrester. Working with Katie feels the same. Eric likes that Katie is doing something. Ridge says some things about Katie. He says she cannot start a fashion house. Ridge does not know what he is talking about. He has never done anything like this before. Ridge Forrester has no experience with this kind of thing on Bold and Beautiful. He acts like he knows what he is doing. He does not. He did not start Forrester. His parents, Eric and Stephanie, gave it to him. To me, Ridge Forrester is all talk. He has a mouth but he does not do much. People say that someone like him is all hat and no cattle. Ridge Forrester is just doing what Eric Forrester already did to make the business successful. And there is one thing: Eric Forrester is a grown man. Eric Forrester is not a kid. Eric can decide for himself if he wants to keep working at the business he started or if he wants to retire. When Ridge took over his agency, that is a problem. The opportunity that Katie has given Eric is a big deal for Eric. A lot of people like Eric get sick after they retire because they do not have as much to do or see their friends. Eric likes to work because it makes him feel important and gives him a routine to follow. Work gives Eric meaning, keeps his life organized. This job with Katie is really good for Eric's health. It is not bad for him all. I am thinking about what will happen with Ridge and Brooke. They will probably get very upset about the name Logan. I know Ridge will say that Katie took the name Logan. Then she tricked Eric into working for her. I think Ridge will try to blame Katie and say that she controlled Eric, like Eric cannot make his decisions. Ridge will say that Katie manipulated Eric. I am not surprised that Ridge's dad is doing this and starting a venture with Katie because Eric was not ready to retire. Eric was not ready to stop working. Of course, Ridge is not going to understand where Eric is coming from. I think Ridge is going to give Eric a lot of pushback. Ridge is going to argue with Eric. I expect Ridge to get very upset with Eric. I also expect Brooke to get very upset with Eric. Eric has made up his mind about this new venture with Katie. Eric is not going to change his mind. I do not think Eric is going to change his decision about the venture with Katie. No matter what Katie says, Brooke and Ridge are going to lose their minds and start trash-talking her even more. Eric's plan for getting at Ridge is really taking shape. Eric Forrester wants to take revenge on Ridge Forrester. He has a ways he can do this. Eric Forrester was excited to start things at Forrester Creations. Then Rich Forrester surprised Eric Forrester with a retirement party. Eric Forrester did not expect this. It was very embarrassing for Eric Forrester. It made Eric Forrester very angry. Eric Forrester talked about how mad he was that Rich Forrester was trying to get rid of him. Eric Forrester felt Rich Forrester was trying to push him out of the way. Rich later changed his mind, told Eric he could come back to work if he wanted to. It seemed like Rich was just trying to make his dad feel better. Now Eric is going to work with Katie Logan Spencer at Logan. This is a chance for Eric to get back at Rich for what happened with his retirement. Here are 3 ways Eric can do that. Eric wants to show that he is still good at what he does. He is ready to prove that his talent is worth something. Eric thinks that just because he has done well in the past, it does not mean he cannot do well now. Rich might think Eric has already done enough. Eric is going to prove him wrong. Eric knows he can still make people excited about his fashion designs. Eric is going to show everyone that his talent is still worth something in the fashion world. Eric believes in himself and his designs. Eric can get back to being a part of the fashion world. This will really bother Rich because he does not want Eric to work with another company. Eric asked Katie to let him design for her. She was so happy. 1. Eric is really good at what he does. Eric can also help someone at Forrester who is not being used. Eric will be able to help this person because he knows what it is like to be treated, just like Katie was before she left Forrester. Eric wants to help Katie. He wants to help this other person too. Eric is a person and he wants to make things right at Forrester. Katie is feeling really left out since the new PR team took over. She can feel a little better because Eric is willing to help her with her fashion ideas. Eric wants to help Katie. That makes him feel good. He knows Katie is upset because Rich did not think she was important. Katie is not the one who is unhappy at Forrester. Donna Logan is not sure what to do and Hope Logan Spencer is not happy either. Eric helping Katie might make her feel a little better about what happened with Rich. Katie and the other Logan women like Donna Logan and Hope Logan Spencer are not happy with the way things are going at Forrester. She wanted to hire her half-brother Deke Sharp for Hope for the future, not Thomas Forrester. She did not want Thomas Forrester to be part of Hope for the future. Here are some things to think about. Number 3. Eric's designs are always great. People love them. Eric's designs will keep being successful if everything goes as planned. If everything goes according to plan, Eric's designs could be a win for Logan. Eric has a chance to show Rich that he should have listened to him. Eric can get revenge by showing that his designs are great and Rich was wrong to ignore him. Hope for the future and Deke Sharp can be a part of this. Eric's designs and Hope for the future can make Logan very happy. While Rich attempted to portray his worries as being solely about Eric's health, there's probably more beneath the surface. Eric is going to teach Brooke and Rich a lesson. This lesson is for Brooke and Rich. Eric Forrester wants Brooke Logan Forrester and Rich Forrester to know something. Steffi Forrester Finnegan has a warning for Hope Logan Spencer. The Bold and the Beautiful has a promo. It starts with Sheila Sharp saying that Taylor Hayes is the reason she still has a husband. Sheila Sharp thinks Taylor Hayes is the reason. Eric Forrester and Steffi Forrester Finnegan are going to do something. Steffi Forrester Finnegan is going to warn Hope Logan Spencer. Eric Forrester will have a lesson for Brooke and Rich. Sheila is going to tell John Finnegan how great Taylor is. He will not say anything about Taylor and Deacon Sharp's feelings for each other. This is because Steffi told him about it. Steffi will talk to Hope about Deacon and Taylor being together. Steffi wants Taylor to stop seeing Deacon. She is worried that Taylor will not be able to stay away from Deacon. Steffi is concerned that her mom Taylor will get hurt because of Deacon. Something bad is going to happen, Hope, and it has to stop before things get really bad. Steffi says this in the video we see every week. The video also shows Dylan wearing workout clothes. She is very close to Will Spencer at the beach house. This is where Dylan tells Will that she wants to do something for him because he has been so kind to her. It is pretty clear that Dylan really likes Will, so we might see some changes in their relationship. Especially since Electra Forrester is not paying attention to Will anymore because she is busy with RJ Forrester. At Logan, Eric will make a bold declaration. After Brooke presumably lashes out over Eric joining Katie Logan Spencer's team as her lead designer, Eric will stand his ground despite the backlash. Ridge is sure to blow his top as well, but Eric will dig his heels in and tell Katie as well as Donna Logan Forrester what's coming next. Respect your elders. That's what Brooke and Ridge are gonna learn the hard way. Eric insists in the weekly preview clip. Eric Forrester stood alone in the design office long after the lights bedimmed across Forrester Creations, the hum of the megacity outside echoing like a palpitation that matched the slow, deliberate meter of his studies, because Ridge's words still chimed in his cognizance. It's time, Dad. You're done. Let me take over. And what hurt most wasn't the suggestion of withdrawal, but the way Ridge had delivered it, with that familiar mix of desirousness and annuity, as though Eric were a relic cluttering the future rather of the man who erected everything. And in that quiet space, gaping at the sketches projected to the board, Eric realized that Ridge didn't just want leadership, he wanted erasure, and that was commodity Eric Forrester would no way allow. So while the world believed he was licking his injuries, still preparing to step away, Eric began constructing commodity far more intricate than any couture masterpiece. A masterplan designed not to destroy his son, but to remind him, and everyone differently, exactly who the mastermind of this conglomerate was. And it began with modesty as an armament, Eric playing the wounded primogenitor, allowing whispers of his fading power to spread through the halls, letting Ridge's confidence swell as he started rearranging brigades, deferring Eric's systems, indeed altering the company vision, all while Eric smiled, jounced, and pretended to accept every personality disguised as progress. Because vengeance, he knew, tasted sweetest when served cold and precise, and he demanded Ridge to believe Palm was formerly his. The first so in the plan was Carter, whose fidelity to the company overbalanced his constancy to any one Forrester, and Eric approached him not with commands, but with concern, planting seeds about heritage, about the soul of Forrester Creations, about how Ridge's aggressive modernization risked turning art into assembly line commerce, and Carter heeded, torn, especially when Eric commended that he was working on a final collection, one that would define the house ever. Yet Ridge had still blocked product, thinking it nostalgic, and Carter, ever the guardian of fairness, promised to look into it, ignorant he'd just come the hinge of a door Eric intended to swing wide. Next came Brooke, who Ridge trusted but whose heart still beat with reverence for Eric, and during a putatively casual lunch Eric spoke of recollections, of the early days, of Brooke's belief in him when the world misdoubted, of Ridge as a boy sketching beside him, and also with an earthquake in his voice, he admitted that Ridge now spoke to him like an handicap, not a father, and Brooke, wounded by Ridge's own recent emotional distance, felt a familiar crack open, wondering if ambition had formerly again begun to outdo compassion, and that mistrustfulness would count latterly. Meanwhile, Eric still reached out to transnational buyers, the Bones, who deified the Forrester name, participating casts of his final designs under strict confidentiality, and their responses were explosive, calling it visionary, dateless, soliciting for exclusivity, and with Carter's discreet legal maneuvering Eric secured primary commitments contingent on a private show, one Ridge knew nothing about. As Ridge fascinated himself planning a rebrand crusade, delighting his authority, he failed to notice the turnabout shifting beneath him, workers gravitating toward Eric's calm presence, flashing back what leadership once felt like. And when word blurted that a major European fashion house was redefining its cooperation due to creative insecurity, Ridge, shocked, induced his new direction was being misnew, and in a board meeting charged with pressure, he proposed slashing Eric's remaining influence entirely, suggesting a formal advertisement of Eric's withdrawal, but before he could finalize it, Carter revealed the buyer's interest in Eric's unseen collection, dropping the news like a blast, and Ridge's shock was palpable, his voice tensing as he demanded details, but Eric simply smiled gently, saying he hadn't wanted to burden anyone with a design that might no way be seen, and that modesty disarmed the room, making Ridge look abrupt, indeed cruel, when he snapped that the company couldn't depend on saccharinity, and Brooke's eyes flitted with mistrustfulness as she watched father and son square off. Seeing commodity deeper than business unfolding, Eric requested one thing: a single evening, a private show to let his farewell speak for itself, and the board, swayed by implicit profit and optics, agreed, leaving Ridge boxed in, forced to misbehave while suspecting manipulation but lacking evidence. And as medications began, Eric worked like a man revived, every sketch a communication, every so a protestation that his vision still evolved, blending ultramodern edge with the soul that had erected the brand. And when the night arrived, the gallery glowed with expectation, buyers flown in under secretiveness, press barred, Ridge standing rigid beside Brooke, determined to prove this was simply a novelettish diversion, But as the first model stepped onto the runway, silence fell, and with each piece, the room converted, gasps splashing through the followership as Eric's design spoke of heritage without recession, of elaboration without treason, and Ridge felt it, the inarguable verity that his father wasn't finished.